So today we've got quite a mission on. Quite a mission. IBCs have been very good. So if you remember, we've already got an IBC which has done very well. We started with the green water butts, which was great for holding water. Anyway, last hot summer we got the IBC. Really good. We're pleased with it, and it enabled us to, we did have them here running off the guttering, and you had to carry them backwards and forwards, the watering cans. Then we got this, didn't we, and we put the hose onto it, so now Debbie can fill the buckets, the watering cans just within here. So we're going to have 2. So remember, we built this for this. We didn't think we were going to put 2, so it's a bit off centre, isn't it? And they're not quite long enough to have 2 on, so that's a bit short. The only fixed thing, luckily, I never put. Remember, I had these two kickers here, so I didn't make the wall permanent, but I did these 2 kickers here, so we've got to use these 2, haven't we? We've got some blocks and bricks. Fine. Stretching across. How are we going to make this stretch? Well, let me tell you, I've got 4 of these. Luckily, when they move trailers, the legs of the trailers, they put trailers on top of each other, and these hold the legs from the trailer. This is on top of the trailer underneath, and the legs sit on here. Anyway, so I've got 4 of them. So I reckon I've got plenty of spread them. The only concern I've got is, do I put them upwards and this break the pallet, or turn them downwards and the pressure on them 2 edges break the concrete, because they might go on top of that concrete. I don't know, because I was thinking I might have to drill them and bolt them together, because they're not long enough to do one long run. I don't think so anyway. So obviously we're going to cut the tab off, grind that off on all of them, put them next door to each other. So I might end up having to drill a hole and just bolting them together, which is going to be, that's going to increase the effort to do it. And at the same time, I don't want to lose any water, because typical us, we're doing it right before the dry spell. They reckon there's a dry spell coming, but there's a storm coming as well. So I want to get it done to catch as much rainwater as I can, and I don't want to waste a lot of water, but I will be wasting a lot of water, because water is heavy, isn't it? Water is weight. We've been trying to use these green tubs up. It's funny, when you don't want it, it doesn't go away quick, but when you do want it, it goes down pretty quick, doesn't it? So anyway, I don't really want to move this very far. I literally just want to move this here for now, out the way, without dropping it, and I'm on my own. We don't help things. But anyway, and we've got to figure it out. So let's begin, shall we? Let's begin and then strip it all out, and then start with the tape measure. So we don't lose too much water. Obviously you've got to empty it to move it, because it's heavy in it. So I've emptied this, filled all the buckets we've got. I've spilled quite a lot on the floor, so just in case water becomes important. There's an edge, there's a step to back here that doesn't grow anyway, so the actual growing area starts there. So I've used that ledge, and I've used the top of here to keep it off the garlic, but unfortunately the garlic's going to have to find a way. Yeah, because it might be more important to keep the water So I'm going to put one here. I'm going to sit one on here as well. So at least we'll have those two, and I wouldn't have wasted, because all the rest has got to go on the floor and down the drain, which I'm reluctant to do, but I need to get rid of the weight out of these so I can move them around. You can only do what you can do, can't you? So we've got the water out of the big tub going into here. We're emptying out the other one, although the one's fed this patch of water. It's going on here. Now we'll see here how the gravel works really well, because the water will go here like a flood. This is a bit of a patch that was covered in gravel, and the good thing about gravel is it hides a lot of water underneath. There's a big puddle of water that stays there, so instead of walking in and out and round it, just put a gravel path on top of it. It's really handy for that. So we should see, when this now fills, we should see some in the garage, because it does come out there slightly, because that's a bit low, and then we should see it trickle from under here and go across the road into the gutter. That's the plan anyway. Well, if you want to know where the level of that tub is, all you have to do is that. It's where the level is, in that big tub. So it was all right with this because we can tip it over the top, but this one we can't. It won't. But what you do is, as long as you push that pipe low enough, so now the end of that pipe, gravity and suction will bring us, there's a high spot here, but it doesn't matter, because of the suction of this little pipe allows the water to flow down. So some things you can fill from the top and let it pour in, but then when the level isn't that high, all you have to do is put the pipe into the water. We're filling this from the bottom upwards until it finds its level. So wherever this will end up stopping will mean that's the level for that. Yeah, easy peasy really. So I wanted to top this up. So we've determined the level of the water's there. Not flowing much, is it? But down here it's flowing plenty, isn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to put the pipe in down low inside there. So now this water's coming to its level, and the vacuum of this water going out sucks this water in over the high spot. There's a bit of a high spot. It's no big problem because of the fall in that is enough to, but this will never go higher than that. But if it stops flowing from the top and you're pouring it in from the top, just stick your pipe in a bit deeper, and then that will fill it. So we're going to fill this to the very top, and then we're going to transfer it over into that one. So you can see down there the water is flowing. The higher you bring it, the less it flows. But if you put that down there and leave it there, this will naturally level the same, whatever the bottom of that tank ends up being, which I think is pretty much stock with this really. Might be a bit higher. There won't be much left in it, but when this fills or stops filling, that there we'll know the level, and then we'll have to ditch that out. The water is a fantastic leveler. There's nothing more level than water. If you want to know the level of anything, just flood it with water, or make something that holds water and measure it. Water is the greatest leveler, shall we call it. I'm sure Scout Crafter would explain this better. I'm going to try and explain it in this way. The level of that tank is about there. The water will stop flowing. There, look. It's about the level of the tank, which is still a bit above that. We're all right. So just the vacuum of this water coming out helps to suck this water over that bump, And the only time this will stop is when this level, the top of this is level with the top of that. But I don't think we're going to waste too much water as it stands. I think we're going to be all right. Is that flowing quite nicely? Yeah, that's flowing. That's flowing quite nicely down there. Obviously, as it gets closer, the pressure, you know, the pressure will equalize and it will find its level. But at the moment, it's still flowing nicely. So, might be time for a cup of tea. So, watering can's full, bucket's full, these are full. Let's see how much water we're going to lose. It still feels really, really heavy. We're going to take the bladder out of this anyway to move it. We're not going to move it with the bladder in. Same as the other one. So let's see how much we're going to lose. Oh my God, lots of it. Wow. And I'm going to show you now. We can already see it flooding in the corner of the garage there, getting wet. Yeah, I told you about that, didn't I? See it flowing in now. The top of this path will stay dry. All that will soak that in. The water's still flowing. And it will make its way, you can see it, it's slowly making its way. Okay, it's a bit extreme because there's lots of water on it. But always be wary of a gravel path because you don't know what dampness hides underneath it. It's making its way over now. It'll come out under here in a minute. That's because I've been working here. Wow, that's a lot of water, isn't it? That's a lot of water we had stored. But you've got to do it when you can do it. Nice winter rainwater that is. Because we couldn't do anything with it. So there we are. But can you imagine the weight that's coming out of this now? It's still rock solid. This water is heavy stuff, isn't it? It's heavy, man. So there we are. It's just about to come out. You see how on top here it's lovely and dry? And it's just beginning to come out. The flooded the garage. It'll go in there and then it'll work its way across into the gully. And then it'll disappear slowly. I mean, it's actually a good opportunity whilst we're blowing that water away. It's a good opportunity to see how level or unlevel this needs to come up. How much gives you an idea of how much material you'd need to bring it up out of the dry. This needs a complete new floor, as we did the last one. But we'll do that when we change the building. Well, when the kitty fills a little. Look, it's beginning to go this way now. It'll find its way across to the drain. Let's just cross here. Rosie, you made me jump. Just changing water. Cool. So as you can see, there's plenty of water everywhere. It's gone to the drain. But you see the top of the stone? Bone dry, isn't it? So if you want to hide a damp patch or whatever, when you see a gravel path, always wonder, it's good for security, but always wonder what water lurks under a gravel path. Anyway, we're empty, we can crack on. So, here we are. This is what we've got to work with. Do I build another wall? Do I sit them on top of this? Would that carry the weight? Anyway, I think I'm going to bring it down slightly so the water comes from there quicker. So because we're going to have more anyway, it doesn't matter if the level come down slightly, a brick or two. So anyway, let's get the measure out and let's start measuring. I'm hoping it'll fit, the two of them will fit between there and there for sure. So this is a meter wide. There we are, look. These are a meter wide, aren't they? Yeah, a meter wide. So I need 2 meters. I need 2 meters. So I need 2 meters. Oh yeah, anything over 2 meters is a bonus. Wow. So 200. Maybe a bit of growing space. I wonder if those them beams are longer. I wonder if I get away with 2 rather than 4. Let's go and have a look. Live at that scene. I don't think so though. I don't think these are 2 meters. I think these are a bit short. Let's have a look. Right, where are we? These are, look it in there. Oh no, 190. Aha, 190. But I mean, it's got the majority of it, isn't it? So I was just thinking of putting 2 next to each other on the back and 2 next to each other on the front. But is this, am I going to put them on the brickwork? See this edge? If I put them edge downwards on there, will that break the bricks? Do you know, if you break a brick, if you want to break a brick, you just get an edge like that, like a chisel, and tap it, don't you? So will it break the brick? Or in the same vein, will it break this? So shall I put a piece of wood underneath? Questions. Or will the brick be enough? What do you think? I'm in the vein of leaving this underneath. Bring the whole thing down. Put the steel on top, and then put them on top of the steel. And it should overhang that little bit. That's probably the maximum distance there, isn't it? That's as far over as we want to go. It's overhanging. Yeah, there's a lot of overhang on this, isn't there? Maybe I'll have no choice but to have to put some blocks there and maybe sacrifice this bit. Dig this hole, dig a hole there and put a block in there to the bottom. Because I don't want the stuff, because the thing is, you're dealing with a lot of weight. One of these full is, you know, easily a ton and a half. Anyway, so it's 1,000 litres, so how heavy is 1,000 litres? So I'm going to have to dig that out to the solid floor and put a pillar up there, I think, just to be safe. You don't want the thing to fall into this, you know, snap off or something, or this tub become heavier than that tub and the whole thing topple over. Yeah, that's not good. So first things first, I think we can easily lose 2 layers of bricks, can't we? We'll put it 2 blocks high. Yeah, and we'll bring it down. That's the first thing to do. Everything will be easier to work. Bring it down 2 bricks, yeah. Well, we need 2 meters, don't we? As a minimum. That's 190, there's 2 meters. We could draw that back a bit, give it a bit of space there. We can afford to come back to 210 or even 220. We've got that much leeway. This is a bit too wide to sit another one on. I was thinking it might save me from cutting these tangs off, because the end of that would sit around the end of that, wouldn't it? The middle would miss, so this other one might just fit. Because they're going that way, aren't they? So a bit of jiggery pokery maybe when you're in position. Except, shall I leave this concrete, I don't know what it is, gravel board I think. Should we leave the gravel board, or will it break underneath there? Or if we put this straight onto the block, will that edge act as a cutter and just split these blocks with the weight? What do you think? Because I guess these have got some steel. I guess these are properly made, aren't they? I don't really want to turn them up that way, and I don't really want to put wood. Wood would protect them a bit, wouldn't it? What shall I do? Let's get the other one. Let's see what it looks like, because I think it's going to tend to drop off. That's the only problem. It's going to try and slip off, isn't it? It's not quite wide enough. Always the way, because look, that's up against the wall, that's up against the wall. That's 6 inches. I haven't got 6 inches to spare. So with that edge downwards, it's going to miss, isn't it? Or shall I just support something there? Slate or something there. Or disregard these altogether. Because we have got, it's only going to come, we have got enough room to, as long as this, what have we got here? We've got 20 to play with. We've got 20 to come back with there, so even if the beam just sits on the end of there and stretches out, it'll be the same. As long as it reaches there, it don't matter, because they'll be holding each other up. I think I might do that, you know, and maybe maybe put some tin under here, or some flat bar, so that this doesn't act as like some sort of a, with the pressure and the weight, it doesn't act as a thing to split the block. Or a brick would be tougher, wouldn't it? But I don't really want to come down that much again. So we've come up with a solution. I wasn't happy with this edge, because if you want to split that, you just hit it with the edge, and there's going to be a lot of weight, so it would be, although you wouldn't hit it with a shock, it would be the same having that pressure on there. I wasn't happy with this sitting on here. So to spread that weight, decided to turn them sideways. It brought it up a little bit higher than we thought, but it doesn't really matter. And then this was a bit uneven under there, so what we've done is, you see these, we had these square plates, didn't we? We had a load of them, so it's sitting on plates. I was going to just put it on plates on the block, but it isn't quite good enough. It's quite big enough, you know, to sit them on the block. So we have to have this here. I don't really like wood under this sort of thing, because you're going to have 2 tons of stuff on top of here. So anyway, so we know about the kickers we made. We know about these are good and strong. We don't need to push it that far out. We've got a bit of leeway. This sits on this plate. These plates are underneath there like that, so it's well covered. Push that in maybe a little bit. Push this in a bit until it sits on there, so that it's sitting on a plate. We've done this here. Put a couple of plates underneath. You just want to stop it from tipping over, don't you? So 2 of them's going to be fine. I'm just going to have to fill this one first and then fill that one maybe, and don't let them, but it'll have a leveling. I'll connect them together so they'll go up and down together. I've got to dig that out into a square and put something on there to hold it up, or come with a plan for this edge. You'd see where it goes. But anyway, this is the final, and then the IBC will sit on top of here, good and solid. I'd like to just cut that off and you know, put a type on the end or whatever, but the last time I did that, I put an axe and knackered up the whole wiring, so I turned the mains off. Well, we don't want that. Put an axe on them. I didn't. It messed up the whole lot, so I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to sit this slightly up, so when the lights come on, there'll be a light, you know, and when the bulb dies, the bulb dies. So anyway, this is our final place where we're going to put it now. And of course this is strong. This will have steel in it, won't it? Bits of steel, and this is sitting on top, and the weight goes through this pillar, no problem. The weight will be going down through this pillar, and the weight will be going down through that pillar with shimmed again with these plates. So that's where that is. Just repeat this here and then plumb it back in. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So to my eye it looks a bit twisted. That way it looks really low, but providing you put the spirit level in the right place and you look at it from 3 foot away, use the Scoutcrafter method, it don't look that bad actually, although it looks terrible. But you know, the bubble's in the middle-ish, isn't it? You know, it could be worse, it could be there, or it could be worse, it could be there. It's not, it's sort of within the 2 lines, isn't it? But anyway, I've got to try and get this tub back up there now on my own without toppling it all over. But I think what I'll do is I'll strap these together first, make them as one, and then mess with it, tinker it, get the hammer, knock these in level, you know, the plates so they just fit underneath. Should be all right. Now comes the hard bit, lifting that on and then dragging the other one around. So, it's ended up being a bit higher than I planned. Because of this downpipe. What if I bypass? We might do the top of this gutter. This is lower than the bottom of that gutter, isn't it? The only thing I can think of is keep that there, forget this downpipe, just make this go all the way around the corner, so when it rains, the rain will come down here, around the corner, and then into one of these. That might be a solution. Or even if there is a dip in the pipe, the level of the water will just make it dribble in, because it's not going in very quick, is it? It'll almost be dribbling in, especially with that that leaf hog in there, but it dribbles in at a constant rate. Yeah, what shall I do? Because it's not the best to flow anyway. Just about goes along here and it drops down, so we use the dropping down to get it in. But even if it's level, it'll do that way, won't it? It's about, yeah. There's plenty of fall from there to here. Count the bricks, look. 1, 2, 3. The top of that is 3.5 down. The top of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Oh, actually, it might do then. It might do, because it's the bendy bit, isn't it? And climbing over that. We'll see. But actually, it only has to go into this one here, and then we could plug it underneath, make it flow into that one. But I wanted to do that one first. Anyway, let's get the damn thing up there and let's see what it looks like. I'm pretty well snookered now because I've took the bladder out of it. It's not that heavy, it's just too heavy and bulky for one to get it through here. I don't want to kill these, and I don't want to kill them. It's wider than that, isn't it? It'll kill the beans. If we could get it up above our heads or shoulder height, we could go and just carry it through that gap there. So I've just got to wait for a victim to come just to give me a hand to lift that there onto there. Maybe we can carry on a bit then. Yeah. So sometimes it's not such a bad thing living at the end of the road, because somebody is doing something, somebody's walking past somewhere. So I've got my £5. I couldn't find a £5 note. I've got my £5 coins. The next young chap, young fella, even an older fella, not really old fella, but the next person I see walking past here, I plan to accost. Meanwhile, I'm standing here like some sort of stalker, waiting for someone to come along with my £5 in my pocket. So I'll grab someone and say, "Yeah, mate, you want a £5? Just give us a lift to do that, will you?" Yeah. But anyway, at the moment there's no bugger about as usual. When you want them to turn up, they won't. Anyway, we'll give it 20 minutes. Stand here for a bit, see if we can accost somebody. Shh, I told you it wasn't going to be long. I can see someone down there. He looks like he's a male. Looks like he's maybe walking from work. He's a workman. Ooh, I can see a victim coming. Or is he a kid? Well, a kid will do. Anyway, let's get him a bit closer and see where he give me a lift for a fiver. What do you think? See, you've just got to be. Sometimes you've just got to be brave. I'll put the phone away. We don't want to chase him off, do we? So we'll just go and see if we can get this guy to give me a lift. Well, it's up there. It's up there. Isn't it nice to be nice? I said to the bloke across the road, I said, "Excuse me, mate, can I accost you for a minute? I've got one lift to do. Here we are. Here's a fiver. Just one lift. It's just one of those jobs. It's not so heavy. It's just awkward." "Oh, no problem, mate. I'll do it for nothing. Don't worry. I'll do it for you." Anyway, we lifted it on there. No problem. Anything else I can do for you? No. Thank you very much. Everything's just fine. I'll put it in position. Do everything. Fine. Thank you very much. And here's a fiver. Look, get yourself a McDonald's, or next time you're passing, or an ice cream. No, mate. No. I'm fine. Thank you very much. Don't want anything. So he wouldn't take the money off me. Bloke was about 20 odd. Going back to working from work, or maybe walking to work. But isn't it nice to be nice, isn't it? Isn't it? You give nice karma, I'll help anyone, and you will get nice karma. But sometimes you have to be a bit cheeky and stand out there and grab the first person. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Well, to be honest, it never hasn't worked, to be truthful. Yeah, but I don't do it that often. But so you should have faith in the humanity. There are good people out there. We think the place is full of horrible, nasty young'uns, but it's not the case. Anyway, we've gone down to the good stuff there. That's concrete there. So that's down to the pillar. It was a bit more twisted under here than I expected. But because we've got these shims, or we'll call them shims, well, rather than bring this down, wherever there was a gap, I put a shim in there, shimmed it up. So now it's going to touch. It fits within the thickness of one of these plates. Yeah, so they come in handy, really handy. So it's looking good. It's not quite sitting where I wanted to sit, but it's not in a final position, and the bottom of that one is twisted and broken. So when the water comes onto that, it might make a small difference. I think I should try and bring these forward, because they're not quite under the weight bearing size, are they? But let's get this bottom post in first. Get this in. We can line that up then, can't we? Put that where it needs to be. We can put the weight straight down. Gravity is an amazing thing. Weight is an amazing thing. You can guarantee weight goes downwards. Okay, I know sometimes weight comes sideways when you're tall and whatever, but in this case where we're just going straight down, you can rely on gravity, or you can rely on weight to push the damn thing straight down. Yeah. So anyway, I'm quite pleased. Yeah, getting on very well. Getting on very well. And it's going to be like that, look. So it's going to be just fine. Just fine. So just a quick interlude, yeah. The ongoing saga of the wheel. The wheel off the internet has arrived, so we're just about to jump in the car. We've jumped in the car, abandoned that job. We're jumping in the car and go and see, go and have a look at the wheel that's arrived via the internet, because it's notoriously dodgy. buying a specific thing for a specific job. Let's see if it's any good. Right, I'll let you know when we a little bit further. And so we're having a little interlude, a wheel interlude. Well then, look at that. That's only looking white because it's carpet, and I will put carpet on this when it's got a bit more, when it's got some more liquid in it. It's got to wait so we can push and shove, and you know, it's about half full. So we'll connect these two together. Well, luckily the connection that we bought for there that was wrong, so we had to buy another one. I think 45 quid. Wow, it was expensive. Well, the one that we bought in error seems to fit this one. Obviously you don't know till the water, all we need is a fitting in here. So fitting to the hose here, so the water will come in here, it will feed out to here, and this will fill from the bottom up, so they'll come up level, and then I'll be able to plumb the pipe in across here, find some way of making it into maybe a tap, or a tap with another connection, so we can run the hose from the end of here. That's the plan anyway.
Hey guys,
looking good. What?
just wait for the muscles to come and help him to wrap it up there.
Yeah, I had to wait for the muscles to come in. I got myself right because it's tight anyway, and then once you put this layer of plastic on it, it's even tighter. But I will put carpet around it as well, stop it freezing up, because this one froze solid in the winter. But anyway, look at that. I've yet to finish that. I'm not going to brick it. I'm not going to you know, mortar it to make it permanent. It just sits on bricks so that it just stops it if it does decide to move in the future.
Put these two bits of carpet in the other shed for now, yeah?
Yeah, they belong on top of that. So just stop it from, so we'll put a pillar there. We've done the water at the top. We just got away with it. Look, this is lower than the gutter, so it's going to come out of there and it's going to go in there. So that's going to be great. We're going to have to take it all off again and put a hole in the lid, like we did there, put a hole in the lid. There's subtle differences with them, so we'll have to live with that. This has got a smaller lid, so make a hole, make that fit in there, seal that up, maybe just leave a breather on it so it can go in and out. So now when it rains, we'll be filling two of them. Now really, yes, we should have done it winter. Oh, which way's open and which way's shut? That's a good question, isn't it? That's got to be shut, isn't it? Yeah, that's got to be shut. Because when it rains tomorrow, we don't want it escaping, do we? No. So they reckon there's some showers coming, so at least we're sort of semi-prepared. Even if this one fills first and we transfer it over, it won't take me long to get the connections from there to here and do that. But it hasn't rained significantly for about 4 weeks here, and the forecast says we're going to have a nice warm summer. So we're ready back to collecting water. We're grateful of whatever we get, but look at the sky, it's really clear. And we've got this one full and that one full, just to keep us going, waiting for rain. So yeah, I'm quite pleased, I'm quite happy. Oh, is this, well, it doesn't affect this anyway, but is this one open or shut? This one's open. Oh, we better shut it. Yeah. So just a bit to do, but we're nearly there. We've got 2,000, is it? Yeah, 2,000, 1,000 litres in it, Deb.
Yeah.
So we've got 2,000 litres of water in storage. This had like mud on the bottom. We've got to, if we do decide to draw it out, we'll have to boil it. But I mean, here's a question, and you might think I'm mad, because there's that much going on in the internet. Who do you listen to? What's happening? But what happens now if if you're, for whatever reason, it doesn't really matter what the reason is, but if for whatever reason now the water stops, you've got no water in your house, the mains water stops, what are you going to do? You need water. If you don't have water for 3 days, you're going to die. So, okay, it might be rainwater, it might be filthy water, you might have to boil it, you might have to put chemicals in it, but who knows what's going on. So I think short of the plumbing, I don't know how much is going to come and how much does a shower of rain bring? A lot or a little? Or a shower storm? So anyway, I did decide to put, okay, it's a bit wobbly, but it's just going to stop it from going all the way over and falling, isn't it? And the weight will just settle on it. I've even used these little smaller shims just to tuck under there, just so that as it all settles, it takes the weight. They've come in handy, you know. You keep them for ages and ages and they finally get a use. So it was crooked. Now we've got a way around there now. Look, it's all sitting here. I'm a bit, this I think could come this way. We can afford to bring this way to try and catch this rather on there. So I'd like to slide this way, but at the moment you have enough weight so we can just tap it with an hammer. You can get a sledge to the side and just tap it this way and make everything gently come this way. Yeah, and this could do with overhanging. It's just all the weight's on there at the moment, so there's a bit to do, there's a bit to sort out, but you know, not too bad now. That's the heavy lifting. Just get some water in it so we can tap it around, get it where we want it, and it'll be sound. Be lovely.